Welcome back. All right, welcome to this my diary of a Christian entrepreneur. All right, and I want to talk about being stuck in this season. Right, if you feel like you have been stuck in a particular season, we've all been there, stuck in the season, and you feel like you're not moving forward, or you're constantly moving back, or right, you're just stuck in this one particular place. What the reasons for that usually is. Let's explore that. Let's talk about that. So number one, I find that the reason that we are consistently stuck, if we feel like we're stuck in the same place, is that we have not learned anything in this season. The season that we are currently in, like this moment in time, we haven't learned anything from that. I firmly believe, like, if you have not learned your lesson, right, if you have not grown from an experience, that God is going to keep putting something in your face for you to recognize that this is something that you need to work on, or this is something that you need to learn, or anything like that. Like, you cannot move on to the next season before you've got this season figured out, before you've got everything that you can from this season right now, right? So I think that sometimes we want to move forward without the growth that came from this season right here. It may be a really bad season. Like, things may be going wrong. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong in this season, right? I get that, and I get the need for wanting to escape that, because that's how I have felt previously before, right? The next, like I've said things like, God, I want to, I want a spouse, or I want the right person to come into my life, but I didn't learn what I was supposed to learn from the last relationship, right? So how can I move forward, and how can the blessings that are coming to me in the next season really come to me if I'm still not learning what I was supposed to learn now, right? That's gonna block my future blessings if I don't figure that part out right now, if I don't learn and grow from that part. If I don't learn and grow that from that previous relationship, I could have been a better communicator. I could have did some things differently. Like me, I'm taking responsibility for what I could have did, right? What I could have done better, right? So you have to be aware of what you could learn in this season, what you're taking from this season, even though it may be awful and feel awful in this particular place in your life. But we've got to get something from it, or you're gonna stay stuck. Number two, gratitude, staying in gratitude. I firmly believe, probably gonna say that a lot, firmly believe that we are not gonna get unstuck if we don't have gratitude, if we don't stay for some time in a period of gratitude, right? Gratitude should be constant. Like, you should be constantly thanking God for what you have, right? Because I feel like, especially as entrepreneurs, right, when something good happens, like, oh, I have this win, like I did that, right? We are on to the next. What's the next accomplishment? What's the next thing I'm going for, without thanking him for what just happened, right? Even thanking him for the bad things that just happened, right? Because it is making way for other blessings, it's making way for other things to come into our lives. So staying in gratitude. The book of Psalms talks about gratitude over, not in just one verse, like over and over and over again. It's obviously important. I don't think we do it enough. Being thankful for what we have in this moment, truly thankful, right? And not always complaining, not always saying, well, I wish I could have this, right? The funny thing is, if you thought about your life a year ago, right, it's nowhere near where it was today. Especially for me, I'm talking to myself, especially for myself, thinking about where you were last year at the same time. it's a drastic difference, but yet today you're complaining, or yet today you're like, I wish I had that, or I mean, I want to get here, but right, it's great to have goals, but are you thankful for the moment, what you have already accomplished, what you have already done, what you're blessed with, just being able to wake up and all that amazing things, right? Are you staying in that gratitude is really important and can keep you stuck from moving forward to the next season of your life. All right. And number 3, that you cannot hear or that you are not listening. Those are 2 different things. If you cannot hear what God is saying, that usually is because you don't have a close enough, you haven't built up a relationship with him, right? Because I used to be like all the time, right? Why am I not, like, I want a relationship where, you know, he tells me what to do next. Like, I can talk to him and I just know the answer. Like, we can have this bond. And I didn't have that. And then I'm wondering why I'm stuck and I don't know what to do next, right? As a Christian, I'm stuck and I don't know what to do next, but I can't hear because I don't have a relationship, right? Right? The only way, if you have a acquaintance, you more than likely don't know that much about them to know what they would say to you or what they would advise you of or how they approach you, right? You don't know much about that person. If you have a friend that you are constantly talking to, right? You know their mannerisms. You know what they're going to say next. You know the advice and the route that they would probably advise you in, right? You know those things about that person, right? So building that relationship is super important for you to hear him speak to you, right? Because the more you build that up, the easier it is that you are hearing. Sometimes now I'm just walking about and I hear someone say something to me and I know who it is because I know their voice too. That's the other thing. You know their voice. That's part of the second thing, that you're not listening, right? Again, the more that you have built this relationship is the more that you know who's talking to you, right? And then that you can actually listen. Sometimes when I am just, like I said, walking around and I hear someone talk to me and now I don't have to wonder who that is. Like, I know I've built up that relationship now that I am getting to be much more aware of who's talking to me so that I can listen. And sometimes we're like, we don't, not that we don't want to listen, but whatever the voice is saying to us or however he's speaking to us makes us uncomfortable. He's telling us to do something uncomfortable for us, right? Or we're not sure who it is that's talking to us, right? And that's because, again, we haven't built up that connection that we should. We're all trying to get there. We're all trying to build that relationship. And once you do, right, you will be able to hear, but now you'll be able to listen and know who's talking to you and know and be able to have that conversation and that time with him. So when you talk to him and when you ask things and when you are wanting to make a decision, you'll know the answer, you know who it's from, and you'll be able to hear, right? So that is something that we can all work on, not just I'm not talking about one person, right? I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to everyone, that I want to have that relationship so well, like that I know exactly who it is when he's talking to me. I know what he would say, right? I know, just like a dear friend, that I just know them to a T. Like, I know them so well, right? All right, so when I am wanting to make decisions, that's the first person that I run to, right? That's the first person I run to, so they can help me, so he can help me and point me in the right direction, so I will not be stuck, right? And then the last one, this is off script, last one I'm gonna throw in there is number 4, that staying in the silence too, because sometimes we think that if God doesn't speak to us, then something we have done wrong, right? Why can't I hear him, right? Of course we need to build up our relationship, But sometimes when he doesn't say anything, in the silence means that you have to stay here for a while, right? You need to get comfortable in this space. Maybe there's something more that you need to do in this season, right? Maybe you need to serve more. Maybe you need to ponder on what happened more. Maybe you need to learn something that you haven't learned more. But sometimes silence is telling us that we need to be in this space for a little while longer. It may be uncomfortable. It may feel not very good, right? Especially if you feel like this season has been not good for you, right? But I feel like the silence can also mean you need to chillax. You need to stay here for a while. Like I am making you into what you were supposed to be. Like you are being made new, right? Especially from this season, you're gonna get a whole lot. So I need you to stay here a minute, right? I need to prune you. I need you to cook a little longer right here, right? So don't take the silence if you feel like, Shireen, I am building that relationship. Like me and God are like this, right? But don't take that silence as if you have done something wrong. I feel like that really means that we need to stay in that place for a little while longer. All right. So if you are, I hope this helped you. If you are feeling like you're stuck in this season, those are things that have helped me feel like, I can get out of this season, or what I have to do before I can get out of that season, right? And I hope that helps.